Warning: the following is a work of fiction and not intended for children or other sensitive individuals. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Hey y'all, it's your gal gay roommate. So in addition to the usual things I have been accused of, I've also been accused of not having a lengthy enough of a warning in front of videos, and this text post is particularly graphic. It's quite graphic, and so just warning anybody who is a child or real sensitive that you should not watch this. And if you choose to ignore this warning and you watch it and you post vile things in my comment section, if you scream, cry, piss your pants, at the very least, I will comment ban you. At the most, I will publicly ridicule you and make you question all of your choices in life. So I do have permission from the author to read this text post, in case anybody's going to go there. So yeah, sit back and enjoy the story. Do You Love Me? An abuse text post by Shiv.
Do you love me?
The minuscule blue foal blinks its soft brown eyes in surprise.
What do you mean, Daddy?
It's a question. Do you love me?
Giggling, the tiny fluffy stretches its legs out in the give huggy pose. You obligingly present a finger for it to wrap its hooves around.
Of course, Daddy. Baby love you with all his little heart.
Cooing, it snuggles into the palm of your hand, suckling strongly on your fingertip. You smile.
I'm so glad to hear that.
You murmur, feathering a knuckle down its back, enjoying how the frail bones arch delicately into the caress. You gently press your finger into the cartilage at the base of its almost non-existent wing, and mindful of how delicate the creature's extremities can be, scratch softly. The colt murmurs blissfully. You work your finger more deeply into the wing joint as you continue caressing the foal. You notice its little brow furrow lightly, and the wing begin to twitch as you continue scratching.
Daddy,
It chirps.
be careful with Wingy. Baby don't want hurty scratches.
You stop. The foal opens its eyes again, and you note how cow-like they are.
Daddy, what wrong? Did
You
baby?
dig your finger into the soft cartilage of the wing, hard. You continue the scratching motions, forcing the entire wing assembly to jungle up and down. It shrieks.
Daddy!
Your other hand has ceased its gentle rhythm on the foal's back and gone to the offended wing, pinching down hard on the feathery cartilage.
Daddy!
The pastel foal wails.
Owies! Baby Wingy have hurties!
With a sharp twist, you dislocate the wing from its socket. It cries, thrashing wildly, trying to pull away. You release the animal onto the table. It drops a few inches and lands on its back, injured wing twisting beneath its tiny body. 4 perfect little hooves wave wildly at the ceiling.
Help!
The foal cries.
What's this hurty, Daddy? Please help, baby!
Holding out your hand, you carefully allow the wisp of fluff to use your fingers to right itself. It hangs its tiny head and weeps loudly. It sobs.
Thank you for whitey upsies, Daddy. So many hurties.
Sitting down heavily on its tiny rump, the blue foal begins to suckle at a hoof, desperately seeking some measure of comfort. Sitting back in your chair, you try not to rattle the box of tools at your feet. You look evenly at the blubbering creature in front of you.
Do you love me?
Nodding frantically, it slurps even more frantically.
Yes, Daddy.
It says around a mouthful of hoof.
Baby love it, but please, no more hurries.
You carefully reach out and grip the suckling hoof, bracing the fetlock joint between your thumb and your middle finger. You use your index finger to begin applying pressure to the pedal bone. The foal blinks at you wetly and moves forward slightly, trying to continue working its toothless mouth on the limb. With aching slowness, The hoof begins to arch sideways. Silent, face displaying no emotion, you press harder. The foal blubbers, blatantly realizing that its hoof is bent too far away to suckle comfortably.
Daddy, honey has so many hotties. What am I doing to Reggie?
Perhaps your eyes glint and give you away, because the fluffy begins to scream moments before its leg breaks.
No, Reggie!
It shrieks as the limb snaps. Applying traction to ensure complete dislocation, you give the hoof a quarter turn before releasing it, severing it from the cannon bone and allowing the ligaments to tightly pull the permanently misshapen limb back together. The foal grasps at its mangled leg and tries to suckle the hoof again, only to be rewarded with a fresh burst of agonizing pain. It bawls. Sitting back, you wait for the foal to cry itself into coherence again, sniffling, cradling its shattered leg, uninjured wing buzzing crazily. The little blue fluffy finally looks up at you through a haze of soggy tears. Sobbing, it tries to speak, but finds itself unable. Slowly, oh so very slowly, you reach your left hand out and gently caress your finger along the foal's muzzle. Broken and filled with agony, the biotoy reacts instinctively to your warm touch, pressing its wet face into your hand. Bit by bit, it finds its voice again.
Why? There's so many hotties, Daddy.
It whimpers.
I'm only little baby.
Your eyes dilate at that hated phrase. The foal stumbles as you abruptly withdraw your hand. It accidentally puts its weight on its destroyed leg. The creature squeals shrilly and stumbles sideways.
No more hours to be Reggie. No hurting good baby no more.
Hobbling clumsily, it lifts its crushed leg and balances unsteady on the remaining 3. It looks at you plaintively, tears running freely, as you ask your question again.
Do you love me?
The foal drops its head and looks up at you from beneath its long lashes. You remain unmoved, recognizing the programmed response, originally intended to garner extra treats and attention.
Baby don't know what to say. Please give baby huggies to make a huggy better.
You force yourself back into a state of calm.
Do you love me?
Confused, crippled and broken, desperate for affection and compassion, the foal lowers its head until it almost touches a soft, fuzzy little chest.
Yes, Daddy. Baby loves you.
Before the artificial animal's slow reflexes can register the movement, you withdraw a heavy gauge safety pin from your breast pocket and stab it through the foal's uninjured forehoof, sinking it deeply into the wooden surface of the table. The foal stares in confusion at the steel spike, seconds counting by as its overloaded nervous system tries to catalog the sensation.
How'd Daddy do it?
The foal reflexively tries to pull its leg backwards, but the rubbery hoof is stuck firmly. It pulls its whole body weight into a series of jerking tugs, adding to the agony, but going nowhere. It wails, throwing its head back and regressing into the bird-like newborn lexicon that it only recently left behind. You slowly remove a fresh X-Acto knife from your toolbox. Making sure that the foal can see every motion, you pop the safety cap and gently press the wicked tip into the oaken table. In horror, the foal watches as the razor blade sinks easily into the scored wood surface. It chirps helplessly, tugging harder at the viciously pinned hoof. Expressionless, you apply the tip of the knife into the center of the hoof, directly in front of the immobilized safety pin.
Do you love me?
Squalling, the foal can only frantically throw its head desperately up and down. You're not entirely sure if that's a yes, but you'll consider it such for the sake of brevity. The hoof parts in two, almost effortlessly. Leathery and soft to begin with, the razor knife parts it with ease. Brilliant crimson blood spurting, you slit the 2 segments of hoof into 4, and 4 into 8, and, with exquisite care, 8 into 16. The hoof now resembles the teeth of a comb. Eyes rolling, foam flying, The foal bucks its back legs into the air, blatantly realizing that putting most of its weight on its shattered foreleg is probably poor planning, stiltedly falling onto its stomach. As best as the pinned limb would allow, it begins to breathe shallowly and rapidly as neurogenic shock sets in.
Oh, little honey,
You murmur.
we aren't done yet.
An ocular spritz of pure nicotine is enough to bring the foal out of shock. It twitches as the stimulant takes effect before looking up at you with a truly noteworthy degree of sadness.
No more, Daddy.
It says calmly.
Fluffy won't die now.
Sighing softly, you repeat your question.
Do you love
The
me?
foal's gentle brown eyes meet yours. It remains silent. You wait patiently. Minutes tick by. Finally, blinking, the foal lowers its head one last time.
No.
It says.
Fluffy no lover. Fluffy.
It swallows delicately, tiny throat dancing up and down, deliberately enunciating its words.
Fluffy. Hate you.
You smile.
I'm glad.
The safety pin is removed with almost no effort. The freshly serrated hoof has bled and clotted, sticking to the table, but comes free with a crunch and a scream.
One day!
The foal shrieks. Chuckling, you carry the creature over to the corner of the room.
Soon enough.
The freshly sharpened blade of the meat slicer glitters in the cold light of the overhead fluorescence. You had sharpened it in anticipation. The old blood that you couldn't quite manage to scrub out of the base plate tells a wealth of stories.
You should always tell the truth.
You say softly.
Daddy doesn't like fluffies that lie.
The motor starts to whirl. The blade spins up to its maximum rotation quickly and smoothly. The lubricating oil that you'd added earlier darkens the cutting steel minutely, and you notice a fine spray momentarily arc from the windward side. Mechanical perfection. The fluffy sobs, chanting softly.
One day. One day. One day. One day.
I'm not sure if you're aware of this,
You say conversationally.
but a wise man once said that babies are for huggies and love. Did you know that?
You lock the brakes on the slicer's cart.
Huggies and love. Huggies and love.
You retract the retention plate and slip the crippled foal into the meat compartment, turning the thickness adjustment knob down to its absolute minimum. As you gently close the studded gate, the creature's lower back is pressed firmly into the baffle that guards the center of the blade.
Babies are for huggies and love. Huggies and love. Huggies and goddamn motherfucking love.
Snapping the retention plate into place firmly squashes the foal against the leeway side of the disc. Small shreds of pale blue fluff are pulled onto the rotating steel and whispers into the air of the room. It looks up at you, resigned, tears drying on its fuzzy cheeks, but remains silent. Pulling the slide drawer back, the foal is momentarily drawn away from its violent doom.
Huggies and love.
You say sagely, slowly moving the drawer back towards the blade. As the drawer slides smoothly into the meat slicer assembly, the first millimeter-thin slab of fluffy slivers down onto the catchboard. You note that the morsel of skin beneath the severed wisp of blue fluff is pale pink that quickly turns white as the blood drains out. The foal's eyes lose their focus, and it continues to repeat.
One day. One day. One day. One day.
Fuck you. Babies are for huggies and love.
Slice.
Huggies and love.
Slice.
Huggies and love.
Slice. The one die loop remains in effect an admirably long time. You shaved away the entire lower back and enjoy watching the hind legs twitch involuntarily as tiny segments of spinal cord are severed. The bladder and bowels empty automatically once the caudus equinus nerve bundle is destroyed. But it isn't until the blade bites smoothly into the squished left testicle that the coal's eyes shoot open.
No!
It shrieks, reminding you to put your earplugs in.
No, thanks, special rubs!
Why was it always the balls that bring them back?
Hey, buddy.
You say, smiling warmly, face splattered with blood and blue fluff.
Glad to make your acquaintance again. Do you fucking love me, you little fuck?
Screaming is your only answer as you accelerate your speed on the meat slicer. More and more slices of Fluffy fall onto the catchboard, and as the pile grows, you have to nudge it to the side to make room for more.
Babies are for huggies and love.
You giggle as you work, gasping, the little heart pouring its tiny supply of bright blood onto the cold steel of the slicer. You reach the creature's minute stomach.
There goes the milkers you had for
You
breakfast.
howl with laughter as the organ is shredded, and a minuscule thread of white momentarily joins the constant flow of red.
No more milkies for you ever again.
No more milkies?
The colt responds haltingly, unable to comprehend the horrifying concept. You're surprised it can still form words.
Die.
Less of a surprise. Obligingly, you hammer the tray as fast as you can, the pile of sliced Fluffy growing to a stack and tipping over, spilling vivisected segments of bone and organ onto the concrete floor. You're not entirely sure when the foal ceased to be, as it said, but you know there's been a moment where the tiny puff of air had been forced out of its little quivering snout that hadn't been followed with an intake. You'd been busy razoring the blade through its lungs at that point, so that was expected. Still, a shame you hadn't been paying more attention. Disappointed in your lack of restraint, you finish reducing the pastel foal into a pile of deli bologna and begin to clean up. The stack of worthless rat salami goes into a little black garbage can, and you swiftly perform the laborious process of cleaning the meat slicer with the practiced air of a seasoned professional. A half hour later, you critically survey your work and deem it adequate. The slicer sparkles, the table retains no trace of horror other than a few fresh notches, and the very basement air smells of lemons rather than coppery blood. You open the large blue Rubbermaid tub next to your workbench and expose a gaggle of multicolored foals, all crying and shitting on each other as the bright light pours in. Their voices rise in a terrible cacophony as they simultaneously beseech you for upsies and huggies. You snag a runty brown earthy type filly, firmly replace the lid on the container, and set her down on your work table. The shrill screams from the tub fade into a quiet drone behind the thick plastic. She quivers as she tries to hide her eyes behind tiny hooves, pitiful body shivering with sobs. With infinite patience, you wait until her wailing tapers off, and she demurely peeks out from behind a chestnut forehoof. Emerald eyes sparkle with fear and traces of desperate hope.
Hello, mister.
She whispers carefully, tears drying on her muzzle.
Nice mister. Being your daddy? Give huggies? Huggies and love?
You smile down at the little creature.
Do you love me?